all of us come back to what really matters, which is love and family and being together. And everybody that listens to this, you are a creation that wasn't put here by accident.
We're here, Matt and I, to share with you the power that you have within yourself to create a life that is incredible. Because so many people hate Christmas. Christmas isn't the issue. It's the experience you had with Christmas. My experience does not measure up to your experience.
And if you weren't here, the world would be a completely different place.
You are not the victim of this life. You are its creator. Being alone is not a tragedy. It's how you think about it that is the tragedy. And I think so much of what we want to get across to the people who are listening and to anyone who will listen to us is that we have. Hey guys, how are you today? I have Matt Berthot on again today because we are doing a series that is here just for you. Our series is about all of the different things in our lives, the way we have progressed through our lives and gotten over challenges and found our spirituality, our growth, our personal development. I have a great friendship with Matt Berthot. We both are members of Arete, which is run by Ed Milet and Andy Frisilla. And we have bonded in a great friendship on a trip that we were all on, many of us are on, in Portugal. And him and his wonderful girlfriend have become true blue friends for me. But besides all of that, Matt Berthot is a man who has so much insight and wisdom, and we are very much on the same path. We have a very similar mission. It's just portrayed in a different way. I'm so grateful to have him on today. I'm going to continue to have him on, and we are here to help others get over challenges, get out of the path of mediocrity, and step up into their true potential and to their true purpose, and to really build their own happiness. And that is always my mission. I am in the mission of helping others build their happiness and really ultimately bliss, because it's available to us and we have the power to do that. And we're here, Matt and I, to share with you the power that you have within yourself to create a life that is incredible. I wrote a book, and I'm going to show you. This is the book that I wrote, and it's called The Wake Up Call. It's an interactive read for building the life you want. And I touch on in every chapter, it's an easy read, it's not hard to do, and there's like workbook questions in there, so you can actually do a whole life inventory. And I would just love it if you picked up this book. Also, if you want this book, just DM me. You know, if you're interested, I would love to share this book with you. And this is not about monetizing anything. We don't monetize the podcast, but it would be so helpful to me if you would like, subscribe, ask questions. If you want more interaction, I'm happy to do it. I still run Lager Counseling Services, which is a full service counseling mission to change the face of mental health to being a trusted and really valuable place for people to go to build their happiness. But besides that, I have not promoted my book, and it's concerning. Ed Milet told me he's a little concerned that I didn't promote my book. And it's just because I felt as if promoting the book would be tooting my own horn, but that's ridiculous. With all the years of experience that I have of being a therapist, doing all the personal development that I have done, it makes so much sense for me to share any of the knowledge that I've gained over the many years I've lived and be able to share it with as many people as I can. So I'm done being humble, and, I just love for you to have it. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring my buddy on, and we're just going to see where this goes. Hey, how are you guys? Today it's Alison from Alison Answers and Lager Counseling Services, and I have Matt Berthot, as I mentioned before. We were just speaking off camera about It's a Wonderful Life again, but the underbelly meaning of the value that we have on this earth and how much we know from our childhood that we don't even know that we know. So we're just going to continue our conversation.
So George Bailey, in his childhood, and, I think about Max and Leo, my sons, and I think about your kids, right? What they've been through, what they've seen, what they've heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They haven't seen me in my best self all the time, and they've seen me in my greatest self. They've seen the loser of me, and they've seen the winner of me, right? But I think about the beginning of It's a Wonderful Life and all of the tragedy and hardships that are happening around George, that he just jumps in the pond and he saves his little brother, right? And he goes to his drugstore job, and his friends are going to play. They're going to go play baseball, and they're giving him crap as he has to go to work. And he puts his little apron on and he goes in there, and these little two girls are waiting for him because they love George Bailey, right? And just that scene of walking into the drugstore, and you see the drugstore owner devastated, just bawling and crying, and he's drunk, and George just, he doesn't really react to it. He doesn't dig in and, just, he gives the drugstore owner space. But then he realizes when the drugstore owner tells him to take these pills to a lady, that he filled the pills full of poison. And so George, being a good boy, he knows he needs to go talk to his father to get advice and how to handle this situation. And so I have goosebumps all over my body right now. And so he goes in and talks to his dad, and his dad's being yelled at by the bully of the town, the money bully. And his dad's like, not right now, George, not right now. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. And there's a scene where even George stands up to his dad in that moment. Don't you say that to my dad. He's the greatest man in town. Right before he leaves. And he leaves and he goes back to the drugstore, and the drugstorist got the call, and she didn't get her medicine. And so George comes in. This is one of the hardest scenes for me to watch. Yeah. My son Leo and Max, they hate this scene.
Yeah, me too.
Because the drugstorist grabs him and he slaps him in the ear, like his bad ear, like 3 or 4 times. And George doesn't stand down. He doesn't get defeated. He says, you don't know what you did. You don't know what you did. You put poison in them pills.
No.
And he tastes it, and he goes like, and his face is like, oh my God. Because we find out later in the show that guy, in a different alternate reality where George doesn't exist, George wasn't there to save him. George wasn't there to say, don't put the poison in the pills. And this guy kills this lady, and he goes to jail for years.
Yes.
That's how the movie starts.
Yes. Yes.
And it doesn't glamorize being a kid. It doesn't like put this fairy tale and, like Hollywood pizzazz on any of the movie. Like, and it's so powerful, and people dismiss it all the time because it's black and white and it's old. The story stands still. It's so true. Yeah. And it even go deeper level. You got Clarence and the angels and Gabriel, and they're all talking about George Bailey. We got to help him. We got to help him. We got to help him. And on the bridge, when his uncle loses the money and he is yelling at his family and he goes crazy and it's snowing outside and he goes to the bridge, he's about to launch himself over the bridge and kill himself. I mean, we're talking about a movie that came out way early that was dealing with suicide.
Can I add something in that?
Yes,
one part?
Go.
That drugstore owner, also, we don't know that, wasn't it that he just lost his beloved wife for all those years? Wasn't that why he was crying?
Yeah.
So there's a backstory right behind him as well.
Well, yeah. And in the alternate universe, she didn't even know who he was.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So as you were saying, so he goes to,
He goes to the bridge and he's contemplating ending his life.
Yes.
And Clarence, the angel, jumps into the river. And this part they need to fix in another movie maybe someday. But then he jumps in to save Clarence, and he doesn't die. He saves Clarence.
Right.
But the whole point of the movie is to show what life would be like without one human.
That's right.
That's a part of God's creation.
Yes.
That wasn't put there on accident. That wasn't put there by coincidence.
Yes.
Like that. And everybody that listens to this, you are a creation that wasn't put here by accident.
That's right.
I mean, like, think about it. There are so many moments, even in your life, in everybody's life that listens to this. If you subtract you out of the equation, life would be completely different.
Completely.
As we all know it. As we all know it.
And we don't take the time to think about what our space creates.
No.
What our human existence is doing.
No.
And just even when you said that, it would flash before my eyes is all my employees, Logger Counseling Services, all the people that were helped, the people who were going to die by suicide and didn't. There's so many vast, and just, your children, and like there's the pets, your neighbors, the neighbors we've helped. There's so many of those instances, but we don't take the time to see that. That's why I like to write wins during the day. Go ahead.
Let's even go more.
Go.
Like this house that I get to take care of.
Yes.
Not.
Yes.
The trees outside.
Yes.
The flowers, the dirt, the insects, I think sometimes we forget all the interactions that we have with things every single day.
Yes. Yes. And there's so, the cashier, every step, it's incredible. And what's interesting when that man, the pharmacist, when he hit George, it seems so heinous, like it's just so hard to watch. But then you think about any of those moments where we were reactionary. And that's one of the things we discussed like quite a while ago, is that one of the biggest ills in human behavior is reactionary behavior, like overreacting and like doing these things that we later, hate ourselves for. And I tell this story. I just told it to my staff. I think it's funny because we were talking about parenting and children. And I just told them, I think I've told you this, that my son, when he was really little, real young, and I had, all at once, I had 3 boys within 4 years and 4 months. And then Grace 5 years later. So I had 3 adorable little bouncy boys that were just running the house,
Gosh.
And I wasn't a yeller, but this one day I was yelling. So, cause they were I think they were just going wild, and maybe my mood or whatever it was. And when I yelled, and Luke, my oldest, said, "Hey, Mom, it's okay. I know you're not yelling at us. I know that you're yelling at yourself."
Oh.
And I went, "Luke Harrison," I said, "you could not be any more right than that."
Whoa.
100% right, Luke. And you know why, Luke? Because when you're having all this fun and you're just being you, I'm worried about how I look and what my mommying is. And you know what? You're right. My deepest apologies to you. Thank you for showing me that.
How old was he?
He was little. He was anywhere between 4 and 6. I don't know the age. He had to be a little older. I'm going to say a little older. He was probably between 6 and 8.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. He was young. I remember Lee. Yeah, we were in church one day. It was when he was young. He was 4 at this time, and he hurt himself. He fell, and he was he was like, oh my God, and he was crying. And this church member said to him, oh, Luke, you're fine. And he said, how could you possibly tell me I'm fine?
I remember this. I remember this.
He was like a brainiac. Like he could talk at 10 months. So like, he was just like, you don't know how I actually feel, and I'm not fine. And right. Isn't that funny? So the thing is, I'm not sure the reason for this tangent, but we have so much stored inside of our bodies from our childhood. Our whole operating system is memory. And we have control over that memory, Matt. We have control. We just don't know it. And those memories are controlling us.
Yeah.
And they're controlling the people around us. And when we gain the mastery over the content that's inside of us, like I tell people who are having recurring dreams, this actually works. If you're having a recurring dream and it's tormenting you. I used to have a recurring dream because I grew up in a house that was like very messy and the people were in and out. There was no safety for me in that home as a little girl. So I had this recurring dream in my 20s where I was running around, locking the windows and doors. My mom was there, and then there was danger coming and I couldn't do it fast enough. So one of the things I did I said, I'm going to transform that dream. It's not going to control me anymore. So I went in and I renovated that house. I also stopped. If somebody's chasing you in a dream, instead of continuing to run and then you wake up before you die, you stop. You tell yourself before you go to sleep, you stop and you say, I'm going to change this. And you stop and you say, I'm going to face that thing. And you turn around and look at it. And then you say, go away, because you have the power in your dream to do that. So many clients have done that. And they're like, oh my God, I don't have it anymore. It's incredible. And you could do it with stories in your life. You can create, I tell people, look up on the screen right over there, like that big screen right there. And let's watch that scenario together. Right? So it could be a dad yelling at a kid, or the thing in the pharmacy. And then how do you feel about that kid there? And usually what will happen is they'll say they hate that kid, or they'll say they have some negative feeling about that kid. They might say they feel sorry for the kid, but you let them have whatever that feeling is. Then when they're looking at that video, they're an outsider looking in. And now you say, what? And then I would say, what do you think I feel for that child who's being yelled at, who the parents telling them they're dumb, they can't do their math work? You feel sorry for them. Let's go. How do you feel about going in there? If you go into that screen, what would you do? And I actually have them in their mind go in, and they speak to the adult, they speak to the child, they change the scene, and now their memory is reframed. It's cognitive reframing. You can change your whole life by doing these things.
Yeah. Dean taught me that.
Yes.
When I was in therapy with him when I was about 30.
Cool. Did you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was a moment, it's silly the things we hold on to, but
I have so many.
I won the state championship in wrestling my junior year, and it was like the first time I ever put anything like all out into a moment. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, I could actually do something. This is cool.
I won.
Yes.
I love it.
A lot of kids like do a backflip or whatever. And I remember I just you can watch the video and I'm just kneeled down like, holy crap. I actually did it. Wow. So then my senior year, I got beat 11-1 my first match at the state tournament. And I had to go all the way through the backside, and I ended up taking fourth. And I remember the third and fourth match, I was just like, I don't give a crap. Like, I'm done with this. I'm so burned out. Like, there was so much pressure. And I remember laying against the Wichita Coliseum, cold concrete wall and floor in the lower level, and all of my family and friends were in the stands. Nobody came down to check on me. Not one. because at that time, Arc City was, we were 4-time state champion wrestling team. It was on like a 9 or 8 or 10 consecutive run of state championships. Yeah. It was pretty legendary. But it wasn't anybody from my town, but a guy from a rival town came up to me named Bob Workington. And he came up to me, and I remember he kneeled down to me and he looked at me. He goes, "Matt, what are you going to do after this?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Were you going to wrestle?" I was like, "I don't know." He goes, "You could go to Oregon. I could make a call and we'd get you a scholarship. You could go to Oregon and wrestle there." And I was like, "I don't want to wrestle. I'm done." And this guy looked at me and he said, "Matt, I'm going to tell you something. I know you're upset, that you feel embarrassed, that you feel shameful, but nobody ever will take away that you're a state champion. You did it. And you can do anything like that again." And I was like, wow, so true. So in hypnotherapy with Dean, he took me back to that scene.
Yeah.
And he had me at that age put up a movie screen and show what my life would be like after that moment to little Matt, to little teenager, 18-year-old Matt.
Yeah.
And all the kids I'm teaching, all the people I'm helping, all of it. And that really helped a lot. That really helped a ton. But we have 5 minutes. So I want to throw this out there to everybody, right? I love Christmas so much. And I was talking to Angela today when I was eating breakfast. I just love Christmas so much because it's so warm and cozy. But I think the most important reason that I figured out today on this is that all of us come back to what really matters, which is love and family and being together and remembering joy.
Yes.
And for people that are Christian, it's a time to celebrate the birth of Jesus.
Yes.
And again, it's such a beautiful tradition, like the lights, the presents, and people can say what they want about it's commercialized and blah, blah, blah. But, I watch Christmas Vacation and it makes me laugh. And I watch A Christmas Story and it makes me laugh. And it makes me laugh because I lived in some of those moments.
Yes.
I had those moments happen to me. That's why I love It's a Wonderful Life. I've lived those moments.
Yeah.
And, if you look at It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone, A Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, The Polar Express is another popular one. In every single one of those, there is a fear of something. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a fear of suicide and that you're not enough. In Home Alone, it's obvious. Being home alone without your family. And what if my family just left? And what if you said the words that Kevin says, "I wish my family never existed. I never want to see you again." We've all said it. We've all said those words.
Because of the abandonment, the fear, the feeling of that.
Correct. Christmas Story. I want to get the Red Ryder BB gun, but more importantly, I want to connect with my dad and my mom. Yes. And I want to feel important to do something. I want to be a part of something.
Yes.
Right? That's the whole story.
Yes.
Let's see.
Matt,
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to point out something. See, you have such a beautiful way of seeing the beauty in even the darkness and seeing the heart of the people within those different times, the great times and you are bent toward seeing the good, right? And I am too, and this is the thing, like Christmas, we can see we have a choice to see all the negativity in the world or all the beauty. Like the lights are beautiful, but we could see it as commercialism and all of that. And I think so much of what we want to get across to the people who are listening and to anyone who will listen to us is that we have a choice to be empowered by what is beautiful around us and not influenced by any negative things that have been programmed into us, right? Because so many people hate Christmas.
I don't get it.
So many people, but the thing is that we need to get it because to them, the meaning they've attached to Christmas could be, I can tell you a little mini story we have to go have 1 minute. I'm going to respect your time. My Christmas, we never celebrated. We very rarely celebrate. We never celebrated my birthday, you know? So I went in one direction where now I over celebrate. But we can take moments where we had loss or we didn't have the things we wanted or we were hurt and attach it to that experience and make the experience bad. I talk about that in one of my videos about Christmas isn't the issue. It's the experience you had with Christmas or how you feel about it. We tend to think when we're having our family situation, I don't mean just me, I mean most people, that I'm having my experience does not measure up to your experience. My experience is not as good as your experience. Everyone else in the world is having a wonderful Christmas except for me. And that's we have so many people feel that, right? What are you thinking? I know we have to go. Your last thoughts.
Well, I'm thinking about Christmas Vacation, and I'm thinking about Clark, and I'm thinking about as a father, man, he just wanted it to be perfect.
Yes.
And he did everything possible.
Yes.
And all of his expectations of everything in that movie completely fall apart.
Yes.
In the very end, he uses his voice and his family uses their voice. Oh my God. And they tell the boss it's a crappy thing to do to not give us bonuses. To the point the police officer was like, man, if I had a rubber hose, like it's hilarious. But the family didn't abandon Clark through all of that. And he didn't give up either. He didn't give up. What did Cousin Eddie want? He just wanted to be a part of something.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be a part of the family.
Yes.
And I think that's what we all want.
Yes.
We all want to be
say to
part
the
of
people
the
who don't feel like they're a part of anything today? Because there's a lot of them.
You are. And if you weren't here, the world would be a completely different place. And there would be a void.
Yeah. And also, if there's so many people right now that don't feel a part of something special for Christmas, whoever you are, if you are feeling that now, what I would want to say is that even if this Christmas isn't the dream that you have in your heart or mind and you feel like you're somehow falling short, we can say to you how much value you have. But what I would say to you is that now you are the creator. You are not the victim. You know, you are not the victim of this life. You are its creator. You know, so now in this experience, Christmas is a couple of days away. So now you can see what you don't like, and then you can build throughout the next year, reverse engineering. This is what I want my Christmas to be. And I'm going to take steps toward it every day or throughout. And I'm going to keep my vision on it. And I will create what I want. Being alone is not a tragedy. It's how you think about it that is the tragedy. And we do have to go.
I have to go.
Matt Berthot, I love talking to you. I just want to talk to you every week.
Yep, we'll do it.
Okay. All my love to you, my friend.
All right. Love to you.
And it is a wrap.
All right.
See you next time. Like, share, subscribe, get in touch with Matt.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Bye.